Hi, it's Bleixen again. So today is July 30th, and I wanted to show you my garden. Let's do a garden tour because I haven't spent much time in my garden because I'm now doing a farmer's market event where I do sourdough. So I had to pretty much give away my time from gardening. But luckily, my husband has been the one watering the most, and my plants are surviving. And I think because I put a lot of time from the very beginning and I gave them a very healthy start. So they're pretty much on survival mode. But I think they're doing phenomenal. So let me show you my garden. So this is my front yard. Um, I had garlic in that bed and in this one. So after the garlic was done in late June is when I planted tomatoes. And look, they're ripening already. It's crazy. Tomatoes love the heat. So that's why they're thriving. I do have to come and mulch because here it gets full sun and the plants start to dry pretty quickly, especially that bed in there. So as we're here, we're gonna harvest. These are my favorite tomatoes. These are the sun gold. I got the seed from Renee's garden. I'm pretty sure, yeah, or Frisian seeds. But I know they don't sell seeds anymore. I think I had. Look at this one. This one's called Cherry Amber, and it's so beautiful. It has like a marble effect. Again, these tomatoes were transplanted probably end of June, and we're end of July. Look at these. I got more tomatoes here, and some of them I'm gonna pick them a little green. Well, they're blushing because I don't know when I'm going to be here. Sounds horrible, and I love to garden. I think I'm gonna leave that one. But look, I have 2 rows of tomatoes, and I have some peppers in the middle. So this is my front lawn. This is where I had garlic and where I had the most success because I think it has full sun. And that bed too, I had garlic. And that's where we harvested tomatoes from. It's crazy. It's only been a month because I harvested my garlic around June 30th or the end of June. And we're already harvesting tomatoes. But this is where I have my snapdragons. I have been harvesting like crazy snapdragons, and I use the flowers to decorate my stand at the farmers market. And I also give away the flowers once I completely sell out. So I give it away to customers, and I think it makes a big difference. It's little things, but makes them happy. This is my persimmon tree. This is a Nikita's gift. We have a pear, we have some tomatoes laying there, lemongrass, another pear, which is doing okay. Um, that's my husband's responsibility. He takes care of the pear. Pretty much the peaches, I think they're doing great. I think they have been doing the best. This peach tree has been in the ground probably for 4 years, and this is the first time that it has peaches. I think this is actually a nectarine. Um, we did have to spray it with copper fungicide because it had the peach leaf curl, and it has been doing a lot better. We did still have some curly leaves in the very beginning, and especially the lower branches. So I have to come and trim the lower leaves. So next year they do better. But this year, this peach, this is I can't remember, but the flesh inside is like pinkish. Can't remember the name of the peach, but it's doing better. Last year we did not get any peaches because of the peach leaf curl, and because bugs were laying eggs inside, and it was rotting the peaches from the inside out. Let me show you. We have a volunteer squash. I've never had a volunteer squash, so it's a first. I don't know if it has any damage. Uh, Look, and it decided to grow right next to my raspberry bush that I planted in the spring. Raspberry bushes are doing okay. You can see asparagus in there. Here's more asparagus. And this is ramps, wild, I think it's called wild leeks or wild garlic. They're about to open the flowers soon. But this is the side of my front yard. And let me show you the flowers that I decided to plant that it's bordering my neighbor. So we dug out some, I can't remember the name of the plants, but they like the shade. And I didn't like the plants, so we decided to dig them out and plant a lot of flowers in here. We have lavender, we have eucalyptus, and eucalyptus loves it here because it's really hot. We have lots of zinnias, sunflower, yarrow. This is I think it's a fruit bowl mix. Look at the zinnias. And I have been harvesting flowers from here as well a lot. I just harvested Sunday. Today is Wednesday. So another flush is coming, more sunflowers. In the back I have my fig. Well, something wanted to eat this flower, the zinnia. Look at it. So I've been deadheading this cosmo like crazy. This is my fig. I think it has some fruit on it already. Let me show you. Yep, you can see the baby figs. I hope they ripen before the frost come. So on the side of my house, I have sweet potatoes. They're not doing the best, and I do know they need to be fertilized, but I have 4 of them so far. And in the very front, I have cornflowers. When they were blooming, they were so vibrant, so colorful, but I had to tie them up because they were flopping over. And look at the snapdragons. This is where I harvest the most from as well right now because those are the group 3 and 4, and they love the warmth. More of them here, more cornflowers. And at the bottom I have a blue Hoover squash, I think it's pronounced. It's a winter squash, but I know it has vine border damage because they're droopy. And I do see some, like, you can see like holes and droppings where the vine border is pretty much making damage. Hi, Oreo. So on the side, now we're going towards the back. I have some flowers that I started from seeds. Pretty much everything was started from seeds except my citrus and apple mint. That's the only 2 things that I bought this year. But in the back I have some dwarf tomatoes that are not doing the best. And I don't think they're disease resistant because they're starting to die off. One already died, I had to pull it out. Now that one is affected. Even that one. Might be blight, I don't know. But look at this marigold. It's self-seeded from last year. I have my harvest basket here. Kids are playing. So I had to pull out a lot of my summer squash or zucchini because of the vine border. This year was really bad, or I just didn't have the time to upkeep with them, like taking out the eggs and making sure, or trimming leaves even. I used to do that last year, but this year I have very little time. So here's a zucchini. This is a black beauty. I hate to cut it this way. But I only have 2 hands, one to record, the other one to harvest. But it's a beauty. Now there's another one coming in there. As you can see, these are the squash eggs. The vine border eggs. They will hatch and they will carve down the stems and ultimately kill your plant. More volunteer marigolds. I used to plant squash in here, but because I volunteer, I didn't. Sweet alyssum, it volunteers every year in this container. I have to water it. I already watered it yesterday, but still need to water. This is my American persimmon. This is a Fuyu persimmon. A lot of them drop, and I understand it. It's really its first year trying to bear a lot of fruit, so it might be a lot for the plant. And I will take whatever it decides to ripen or mature pretty much. I have flowers on the side. I have a green stalk. Strawberries already harvested. My second wave of strawberries. These are ever bearing, and I think the variety of this one is Seascape. The name of it, Seascape, ever bearing. And here we have blackberries. Those, the big in here is called Navajo blackberry. We probably harvested around 4 or 5 gallons of blackberries, so plenty. And my new favorite, which it took me a while actually to like them because of the growth habit. This is called Primark Freedom Blackberry, and it's more of a vining blackberry. So we had to stake some poles, put some like twine rope to give them support, or else they were flopping all over, which is why I didn't like them initially. But they are way smaller compared to a Navajo blackberry, but they're the sweetest. It has a lot of sweetness, a lot of flavor in it, more than the Navajo for sure. I'm actually gonna enjoy one now. Oh my god, they are so sweet, tiny but mighty. This is my berry patch, I say, because from there all the way up, even to that corner, it's full of blackberries, red raspberries, black raspberries, and yellow raspberries. So we do enjoy a lot of any berries pretty much. That's why I even have strawberries in my green stalks. We harvested a ton from here, and I had to cover them somewhat to protect them from the birds because they were creating too much damage. We weren't trying to enjoy them or harvest to preserve for smoothies. This year I'm not canning. I wasn't a very fan of canning blackberry jam. I rather like them in smoothies. And my favorite too is actually my husband made blackberry ice cream. It was really good. Here I have like my herb section. I have thyme. I think that was oregano. But this is chocolate mint, lemon balm, mojito mint, more lemon balm, oregano, more lemon balm, and this is my orange tree. I think right now it probably has 8 oranges. Last year I was able to harvest 2 of them. And I know fruit have been dropping because it needs more soil, so it retains more moisture. The plant has been drying out too much, so I haven't got a chance to stop by my local hardware store to get more soil. I probably should do that this weekend, to be honest, because another orange just dropped. And I know this tree is old enough to bear fruit. So right now my garden is messy. This is in the back of my house, pretty much. I was 2 years old. Last year we had a phenomenal harvest from this section because it gets pretty much full sun as well. And the soil is the healthiest, I think, compared to any raised bed that I have. But let's start in here. So I have like a standing container here. I have a fig, which I need to pot it. I have a passion fruit, which actually I use the seeds from the mother plant and to germinate. So I only have one seedling that germinated out of like 10 probably. They take the longest to germinate. But these are poblano peppers. I overwinter in my greenhouse. They're small, but again, they could be better if I had put them in the in-ground. But again, I didn't have the time. This is rosemary. Rosemary. These are my favorite tomatoes, and these are from Botanical Interest, and they're called Red Pride. Oh my god, they're my favorite. They're huge. They're like picture perfect. This is my brown select Satsuma mandarin. There's probably 15 here. Probably 15. Look at this cluster. You know, there's 5 in there. So this is where everything starts to get congested a bit or overcrowded. Even though I did a lot of pruning for the lower leaves for ventilation, well, we have my first red pride tomato ripening. I'm gonna pick it like this because again, I won't be here probably until the weekend, unless my husband waters, but he does the watering, I do the harvesting when I can. Again, the second round of strawberries are coming in. I could probably just trim the runners. I just wish I had more time, but then not really because I've been tired. Look at this green stalk. I'm sorry, I'm eating this yummy strawberry. Everything's so lush. My eucalyptus. This is my passion fruit. This is a purple passion fruit. This is not a maypop. And I grew this from seed roughly 5 years ago. And I have lots of other videos on how I root prune it every spring, early spring. So the plant has more space for growth, for root development, because you don't want it to get root bound. But because we had a pretty cold and wet spring and even early summer, I only have one fruit. These like hot, humid climates. So right now there's lots of growth. I did see flowers. Right now I don't see them because of the sun, and I don't want my phone to get overheated because it already died. It already shut off because it was getting too hot. These are Meyer lemons. Again, tropicals have suffered the most early spring. I probably have, I don't know, 8 lemons. But last year I harvested over 30 lemons from roughly three plants, I think, 3 plants. Cucumbers in the back and the trellis. This is cantaloupe. So very excited for this. These are the baby cantaloupes. I think these are pollinated. More in there. I did try to prune most of the lower leaves for better airflow, but vines keep growing and growing, so I have to try to upkeep more with this so it doesn't get powdery mildew, which it did get on the other section where I have the dwarf tomatoes. But it's crazy how fast this one grows. So to my left, I have a climbing zucchini, which was my favorite last year. I had it this side, but this year I wanted to move it to experiment. I did notice some vine border damage, so I gotta see how well it will do because I think I was able to dig out the larva, but we'll see. As you can tell, there's a zucchini. This is a climbing zucchini from Renee's garden. That's for sure. I do remember where I got the seeds from. This one, this pepper, I believe, is a Corno di Toro pepper. It's doing fantastic. Again, we do get a full song. And I have in here a Seminole pumpkin. It's going wild right now. It's going wild. I don't see flowers yet. Oh no, there is. I think there's a mix of a Seminole pumpkin and a Georgian candy roaster, which is a winter squash. But look at my eggplant. I have to harvest those too. Oh, something was trying to nibble on it. And I do know it's the same animal that has been damaging this bed. Have more rosemary. These are more lemons. I have to tie these babies. These are Corno di Toro peppers with Carmelo peppers, or no, Canillion peppers, sweet peppers. These are meant to be for the these are supposed to grow better for the northern climates. They are. So you just put water in your boots? Yeah. Yeah. So I probably won't show much of the cucumbers because it's really hot, and my phone is already giving me a warning that it needs to cool down before recording and things like that. But this is another Nikita's gift, the only persimmon in this tree. Blueberries, I have two in the back dying off. Probably lack of water or disease, but it's two of the same variety, so I don't know why. But in the meantime, I'm gonna harvest cucumbers so I can bring them inside because I do not want them to go to seed. Is it just me or but my hands are very sensitive when I harvest cucumbers because it's very spiky. What do you call it? Kind of like thorny, I don't know. Again, I only have one hand right now. But they're perfect. So let me harvest and I'll be back. I'll harvest all of them. So these are all of the cucumbers that I was able to harvest. This one is a bit too large. I like to harvest them probably this. That's when they're tender and have very little seeds. I did notice they do have some type of disease. Probably the cucumber beetle. As you can see, there's some discharge. I know there might be an insect inside, so I'm going to give that to the chickens. Some of them were poorly developed or not properly pollinated or possible lack of water. So there could be a lot of factors. But that's my harvest. That's my cucumber wall. So far it's doing well. I do need to ask my husband to come back and trim the leaves because it kind of looks like blight. So I don't want it to spread all over or any other plants, such as my cantaloupe. So I'm going to try to quickly show you my raised bed garden, which is in the very back of my house. This is my second round of carrots. I know there's a bunny coming here digging out the carrot seedlings. As you can tell, look. So this is a squash. That's a cantaloupe. Right in there, it looks droopy, but it's because of the heat. I think right now it's 95. So it's quite hot. This is a volunteer dill. So I'm just gonna let it be so it continues to dry for seeds, and I know seeds will spread all over. But I wanted to show you this this is something that excites me a lot. So I overwinter probably 12 pepper plants. And out of the 12, I think like 6 survive, which is a good amount. And this is one of them. You probably can't tell that this is the one that overwinter. But look. And look at the stem, how thick it is. Oh my god. Hope you can tell. Look at this. So this is another exciting plant that I've had success with. This is culantro. It tastes very similar to cilantro or coriander, but the leaves are serrated and long. I do know they like the cool weather, so whenever I see the flower coming up, I like to snip it and the leaves continue to grow. It's very tasty, very tasty. All of my peppers are doing wonderful. This one says it's supposed to be a cayenne orange, but I think the labels got moved around. My son likes to come inside and touch things around. So these are my wall tomatoes. They're not doing the best because, as you can see, they don't get a lot of sun. And they're doing decent, but I do know they have spider mat damage because of the leaves. And I do see a lot of webbing in the leaves. And I can actually see them crawling around. Which I probably should treat them with neem oil or something. But I'm just going to let them be because I do not want to feel overwhelmed with treating them. I'm just going to let the strongest ones and the healthiest ones survive, to be honest. But I have another section of carrots. Again, something has been coming and munching on my baby carrots. I don't know what it is. But those are some white cucumbers. I can't remember the name of them. But I think those are more Corno di Toro peppers. And look, my favorite. And I have to show you something inside. I harvested a tromboncino. last year, exactly a year ago, and it's still intact. I pretty much treat it as a winter squash because the skin turned orange, it dried up, and it hasn't run. It has been a year. There's another baby one coming in there. I don't want to get too close to the sun because my phone is going to overheat and turn off. So I'm gonna try to stay away from the sun. But this is how my inside garden looks. I'm doing a round of green beans, more zucchinis because the other ones they were gone because of the vine borders. More tomatoes. These are a mix of marzinera, which is a cross of I think a banana pepper and San Marzano. I have a Supremos, which is pretty much aroma type Mount Merit, which is meant to be for cooler climates, I believe. More tomatoes. I have some collard greens, and I do see white fly damage, so I probably will pull them and give it to my chickens. I know they'll be happy. And this is my pepper bed. Oh, look, more tomatoes ready to harvest. Yeah, I'm gonna be harvesting as I come because, again, I don't know when I'll be here again. More peppers. They're about to, actually, no, they flower already. These are Anaheim chili. Because of time, I just put the tape in here and let it be. That way I know the name of them. This is in early spring where I actually put the name tag. This is a YOLO. It's funny. Remember the Peppergate thing that happened in 2023, I think? Well, I had bought some banana pepper seeds, and they are not banana pepper seeds at all. That's supposed to be a banana pepper, and I know it's a chile de árbol. And look, a purple bell pepper. How? Like in the same seed packets, there were more than 2 varieties of peppers. It's wild. But this is a big gym fruiting. I probably will harvest this so the plant grows more, or else it's gonna focus on maturing on that particular pepper. This one is Sweet Carming, and I bought it because my mom is Carming. Her name is Carming, and it'll be fun. I know she loves them too. It's sweet. It's really good for roasting it. Oh god, lots and lots of jalapenos. These are sugar rush peach peppers. Right now they look very lime, but when they ripen, they turn like almost like the color of the tomato, like a peachy orangey pink. These are my early jalapenos, I think it's called. Yep, early jalapeno, and it's early because they mature early. This one is turning red. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it, but the head of the jalapeno is turning red. So there's lots of growth, a lot of fun things going on. I'm going to harvest that tromboncino squash because I don't want it to be a winter squash. I do love it a lot, roasting it with just vegetable and the oil and pepper and garlic. And oh look, I want to show you this. Look at this beauty. This is a butterfly pea flower, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name. But it's a medicinal flower. I think it's supposed to be for relaxing and soothing. But you can also mix with it. Once you mix it with lemon juice, it will turn into beautiful fuchsia color. So it will turn from bluish to like a fuchsia pink. It's pretty cool because of the acid. And I've been trying to grow this for 2 years, and I finally was able to grow it this year. I don't know. I didn't put much effort into it. I have been watering a lot more. That's probably why it took off. But this is my backyard. My raised beds, the berry patch, blueberries, and the garden that is 2 years old with gravel where I have lots of wonderful things growing. So if you want to continue to see how things are doing, things that I failed to grow, just keep on watching. And I'll be here probably in about 2 weeks to do another update once August comes. But by then, I'm sure I'll be harvesting peppers for sure. And I'll have just to take out those cabbages to give out to my chickens. As you can see, there's that crazy butterfly going around. And I'm not gonna try hard. Just let it be. Give it to the chickens. They'll love it. And like, I harvested this beauty. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have rhubarb in there. More blackberries. That's the apple mint that I bought, and it's not doing the best because of the soil. I don't blame it. It's not them, it's me. User error. Let me put this gate so the chickens stay contained, or else they'll go to the neighborhood. And I don't want them roaming around and be in danger of anything. So just going to let them be here. Let me fix their gate. So that's all for today, and I'll see you on the next one. It's really hot. We made it, but this is part of the harvest. And let me show you the blackberries and the tomatoes. Again, the sun gold are my favorites, and I did pick some a little early just because of the time that I will have during the weekend, that I won't have during the weekend. But look, so and I'll show you my winter squash. I decided to take out my winter squash, my tramponcino winter squash, just to show you, because I know some people will be like, that's impossible. And look, I used this as summer squash, but this one's too pretty to be consumed, to be honest. And it makes me so excited, so happy to see things thriving on its own, because again, I have put very little effort on upkeeping with my garden. But again, I think they're just thriving because I gave them a pretty good start, a pretty solid foundation. So now they're taking off, and with watering, they're doing fantastic. Alrighty, my friends, that's all for today. I hope to see you on the next one. This makes me so happy, so happy. Take care. Look at the view. Take care.